Part 1. Under a brooding sky in a quiet American town, Alexa Martin returned to the old family home, longing for the comfort of her childhood memories. What awaited her, however, was a scene so chilling it defied belief. As she pushed open the door, Alexa was met by the lifeless bodies of her own parents, Gregory Martin and Karen Martin, stark evidence that a nightmare had unfolded under the guise of domestic tranquility. The walls bore mysterious, blood-smeared symbols, their ominous shapes hinting at a message or ritual far beyond the realm of ordinary crime. In that ghastly moment, the quiet home transformed into a crime scene of unspeakable horror, and the air itself seemed to tremble with secrets waiting to be unraveled. Detective Benjamin Reed, renowned for his relentless pursuit of truth and justice, was soon called to the scene. With his steely gaze and methodical approach, he started piecing together the baffling clues. As the forensic team dusted the walls for traces of evidence, it became increasingly clear that the pictorial marks were not random acts of vandalism. They were the signature of a deeper, darker ritual. Rumors began to circulate that these symbols might be linked to an underground group known only as the Brotherhood of Clarity, a secretive sect whose whispered legends had long haunted the city's underbelly. Every stroke of red on the wall seemed to pulse with hidden meanings, pulling everyone involved deeper into a web of conspiracy. Amid the chaotic swirl of questions, a tiny, nearly overlooked object caught the attention of Detective Samuel Hayes. Tucked away in a forgotten corner lay a weathered diary, one that once belonged to a little girl whose innocent scribbles would soon expose a dark, premeditated vendetta. The diary, filled with childish handwriting and cryptic promises, contained an unsettling revelation, a pledge to orchestrate a deadly plan against those who had wronged her. As Hayes carefully turned each fragile page, the narrative began to reveal an unimaginable twist, linking personal betrayal to the gruesome scene before them. Who was behind these calculated acts, and could a mere diary hold the key to decoding this murderous enigma? With hearts pounding and minds racing, the investigation took a sharp turn from a conventional homicide to a labyrinth of secrets where nothing was as it seemed. Every clue, every symbol, every whispered rumor added layers of complexity to a case that defied easy explanations. As the shadows grew longer over the quiet streets, one burning question echoed in the minds of those seeking the truth. Was this gruesome act of violence a simple act of personal vengeance? Or was there a far more sinister, orchestrated plan at work? A plan that entwined the painful memories of a broken family with the chilling rituals of a secret cult. Part 2. As investigators delved deeper into the perplexing case, unsettling revelations emerged from a battered, forgotten diary. The journal, once belonging to a young girl now known as Courtney James, was filled with childish sketches and cryptic entries that belied the dark intentions hidden within her innocent handwriting. In its fragile pages lay a confession that sent shockwaves through the investigation. A promise to hire an assassin to eliminate her stepfather, Bradley James, and her mother, Megan James, figures who, despite their familial bond, had been entangled in a history of abuse and covert protection. This confessional note not only hinted at long-held grievances, but also painted a picture of a meticulously orchestrated plan that stretched far beyond the bounds of mere anger or impulsive vengeance. The detectives, Benjamin Reed and Samuel Hayes, began connecting the dots between Courtney's written words and the gruesome crime scene that had upended the silent streets of their small town. As forensic reports confirmed the presence of strange, blood-daubed symbols on the walls, whispers about a secretive cult, known among the shadows as the Brotherhood of Clarity, gained traction among the investigative team. It seemed that the cryptic markings were not random acts of violence, but deliberate signatures, daring to hint at a ritualistic element hidden deep within the layers of deception. The cult, suspected of manipulating events from behind a veil of mystique, had long been a subject of hushed conversations and fearful rumors, and now its spectral presence loomed larger than ever. Adding to the labyrinth of clues was another twist in the tale. Investigators uncovered evidence that pointed to another enigmatic figure, Ethan Carter, a man once trusted and now shrouded in suspicion. His involvement raised even more questions, as his connection to both the Brotherhood of Clarity and the web of personal vendettas grew increasingly difficult to ignore. Meanwhile, an influential local figure, Reed Bolton, whose magnetic sway over a fringe group had earned him a notorious reputation, emerged as a potential link between the blood-stained symbols and the deadly conspiracy at hand. Every new piece of evidence deepened the mystery, blurring the lines between personal retribution and organized criminality. As the detectives pieced together the multifaceted puzzle, they found themselves amidst a minefield of deceit, betrayal, and dark secrets. Digital images from a collection of photographs, carefully preserved in the very diary that had sparked the investigation, revealed seemingly innocuous drawings that, upon closer inspection, bore a striking resemblance to maps and symbols understood only by those well-versed in the cult's esoteric language. This peculiar discovery not only bolstered the theory of a premeditated, multi-layered scheme, but also raised alarming questions about the true nature of power and manipulation within the community. With every lead morphing into an even more intricate thread of conspiracy, the detectives were forced to confront uncomfortable truths. Was Courtney's cold and calculated plan solely the product of a lifetime of hidden suffering? Or was she, in fact, a willing participant in a far more insidious scheme? Were the haunting symbols a smokescreen designed to mislead the investigation and shift blame toward an innocent man, Jason Cole, who had already suffered the weight of wrongful conviction? As secrets began to unravel and the true extent of betrayal came into focus, Benjamin Reed and Samuel Hayes realized that each discovery only deepened the mystery, turning the case into a twisted tapestry of personal anguish and collective conspiracy where nothing was as it appeared. Part 3. As the investigation edged closer to a stunning climax, Detective Reed and Detective Hayes began to see the intricate web of deception for what it truly was: a carefully choreographed dance of manipulation, guilt, and pride. Layers of hidden agendas unraveled before them, revealing the disturbing truth. Courtney James, whose diary had once been dismissed as the ramblings of a troubled child, was not merely an innocent observer of her own tragedy. Instead, she had meticulously orchestrated every detail from behind the scenes. In a shocking twist that intertwined personal vengeance with the dark allure of a clandestine cult, Courtney had risen from victim to mastermind. With every cryptic symbol splashed in blood on the walls of her family's once safe haven, she wove a narrative that deflected suspicion away from herself, twisting the case into a convoluted tapestry where none of the characters were truly who they appeared to be. Further revelations implicated the enigmatic Ethan Carter, a man whose murky past blended seamlessly with the shadow of the Brotherhood of Clarity. Carter's involvement was no mere coincidence. Rather, he was a crucial cog in Courtney's elaborate plan, a hired instrument of her retribution who was promised freedom in exchange for his deadly expertise. The ensuing chaos had not only ensnared him, but had also exposed the vulnerabilities of a justice system manipulated by personal vendettas and secret alliances. In a dazzling yet grotesque display of calculated cruelty, the map hidden within Courtney's innocent sketches pointed to a network of conspiracies that stretched far beyond the confines of a small town. Every line and curve in her diary mirrored a step in a premeditated strategy to erase her painful past and reconstruct a future where power was reclaimed from those who had once tormented her. Amid the emerging clarity, one of the most disturbing aspects remained unresolved: the artfully placed signs that gave the case its nightmarish aura. These weren't the haphazard markings of a deranged mind. They were the deliberate handiwork of someone intimately familiar with the rituals and symbolism of the Brotherhood of Clarity. Reed Bolton, whose dubious influence over fringe groups had long painted him as a man of dubious character, emerged as the unlikely liaison between a secret society and a web of personal vendettas. All clues and coincidences converged here: the wrongful conviction of an unsuspecting man named Jason Cole, the whispered rumors of a vendetta stretching back years, and the haunting evidence left behind all led back to a single, disturbing conclusion. A conclusion that not only implicated Courtney, but hinted at a far-reaching conspiracy that reached into the heart of the community's elite. In the charged atmosphere of the investigation, the detectives began to piece together the final puzzle. Every whispered secret, every carefully planted clue, and every manipulated piece of evidence pointed to a single disturbing possibility: that the tragedy which had shattered a family and scarred an entire town was not the product of a singular moment of madness, but rather the culmination of a calculated, almost orchestral betrayal. As storm clouds gathered over the city, a fitting backdrop for a crime steeped in both personal agony and societal corruption, the detectives found themselves standing at the crossroads of justice and retribution. They were left to wonder if, in the labyrinth of human frailty and the allure of forbidden power, any truth could ever be free of manipulation. Now, as the echoes of that fateful case reverberate through quiet streets and hidden alleys across America, the lingering question remains. In a world where every shadow hides a secret and every act of justice may be tainted by revenge, can we ever truly trust the face of those we call saviors?